I guess the big example for me are romantic relationships. So we want to talk about what came up for me as I was writing this book, actually. First of all, I just want to give you a disclaimer. I am not the expert on romantic relationships. I speak from a place of disasters when it comes to my romantic life. So I'm not giving advice on romance or anything like that. But it did occur to me that there are some important things that's, based on the work that we've been doing that come up in the context of intimate relationships. It could also be friendships. My friendships were pretty damaged too in some ways. My work relationships. I mean, I had a lot of challenges in my relationships. And we're going to talk more in the next couple of weeks about, romantic, intimate relationships and the challenges that come up around that. But I put it in the subject of fear because, for me at least, and I think this is true for a lot of people, this is one of the places where fear comes up a lot in terms of getting involved with somebody, becoming intimate, committing to a relationship. So I want to show you the first slide we have here. And it occurred to me that before we can move from fear to love, we have to overcome our fear of love. Now, this is definitely take what you like and leave the rest. You may have a different experience, but I know for me, I was terrified of being in relationships. I was terrified of giving my heart to someone. I was challenged in so many ways about being intimate, about being honest, about being available, about being committed. And the fear for me was the fear of rejection, the fear of loss, the fear of shame, a lot of the things we've been talking about. But it seems like in a romantic relationship, the stakes get even higher. And, we talk about, being vulnerable when we're intimate, being, honest, revealing, letting somebody see all of us. And my thought always was, especially in my romantic life, once they get to know me, they're not going to want to stick around anymore. They're not going to like me. Because I had this self-image, which I've talked about for the last 3 months, that said I was unworthy, I was not good enough, I was unlovable. Remember, last week we talked about my two problems. The first problem is this perception of myself as powerless, meaning I can't take care of myself, I'm not going to be okay, I'm not going to get what I think I want or need in a relationship. And then the second problem is my perception of myself is unlovable. There was something about me I learned as a kid through my own misconceptions, my own misinterpretations of what was going on in my life, but I came to this conclusion as a 6-year-old or 8-year-old or 4-year-old, however old I was, that there was something about me that was not okay. I was not lovable. And so, of course, when I go to get involved with somebody, this is in the back of my mind. Well, they're going to find out, because I put on a good show. And especially, when I was younger and I was moving up the career ladder in Los Angeles in the entertainment industry, and I had it going on. And I put on a really good show. But underneath that, there was this frightened little kid who was just certain he was going to be rejected, who was just certain that they were going to find out that there was something wrong with him and they were going to leave me, And that fear, this is fear, was running my relationship life. And honestly, I wasn't even really aware that that's what was going on. Remember, these thoughts and beliefs that we have about ourselves become so deeply ingrained that we don't even question them. We think that's just the truth about me. That's just the way it is. That's just the way I am. And so we're not these negative thoughts and beliefs get pushed below the surface, but they're still running our life. They were for me at least.